Good morning. It is Monday, May 18th. Happy Monday. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. So, just to give you a reminder that on the 25th is going to be the Memorial Day. So, we're not going to have school on that Monday. And Memorial Day is a day that we take to remember and honor the men and women who died in the service, whether it's like the Army, the Navy, the any type of military. And so we're taking this day to remember those, especially who have died while serving. Um, and so, if you know somebody that has served, and we're just keeping them in mind. Um, so for the 18th today, listen to the intro video, which you're doing right now. You are going to watch the read aloud, Davy Crockett Saves the Day. And then you're going to read the text, Davy Crockett. Then you're going to read the text, Davy Crockett Saves the Day. And then you're going to read the real Davy Crockett, which is just some information about who the real person was. Davy Crockett was a real person, and there are a lot of stories that make him larger than life. They exaggerate a lot of things about this guy because he makes really good stories. And so there's a real guy behind it, and you'll read a little bit about who he really was. After you do that, you're going to complete the Google quiz. And I would suggest that you break up the reading and the quiz in 2 days because it may be a lot. So on Monday, read both the texts, and then on Tuesday, try to take the quiz. And so it kind of gives you a day to take a break that you have enough time and enough energy to complete the quiz correctly. So this week we're going to be working on comparing and contrasting two texts in the same genre. And so we're going away from informational text, and now we're going to be talking about we're going to be reading two different texts and figuring out how are they similar in the ways that they describe things and get to the message, or how are they different. And this week, or on today specifically, you're going to be meeting Davy Crockett. And when we read about the Alamo, he was somebody who fought in the Alamo, and definitely one of the people who are pretty legendary from that battle. And so this is an example of him. And the text you'll read about the way that he dresses. And this is one of like the skins that he would wear as his clothing. And this is his coon hat that he would wear on his head. And you'll see that in the text that you're going to read, how he saves the world. Um, this is where he was born and raised in Tennessee. And so you can see this little log cabin, very small. This is where he was born. It was in the United States. When we go into the text for this week, I just want to remind you of the word dialect. And what dialect is a way that we speak, particular to where we are in what region, and where like different states and different areas use different words. So instead of saying y'all like we say in the South, in the North we would say you all. Or if you're up in Boston and you hear the word car, you are really hearing the word car. Um, I think pretty much in the North they say franks, and down here we say hot dogs. And so there's different words that we use for same objects, but depending on where you are, we may reference them differently. And an example of that was when we read McBroom the Rainmaker. And so if you can think about that text and all of the dialect that we heard from that story, take a moment to think about that and remember what pieces of dialect do you remember from that. And this week we're going to be working on tall tales. McBroom the Rainmaker was also a tall tale, and so that's the genre that we're going to be comparing and contrasting. Both stories you're going to read this week are going to be on tall tales. And a tall tale is a story that has a larger than life character who solves problems in a fantastical way, a crazy way. So things are exaggerated. extremely exaggerated, and that's the whole thing about a tall tale. The characters will have superhuman characteristics. Um, they may solve problems in like a really funny, crazy way, but pretty much everything is bigger than life. And so the two texts that we want to concentrate on this week are Davy Crockett Saves the World and then Pecco's Bill. And so we're going to be looking at these characters and we're going to be thinking about how are they both larger than life? What does the narrator or the author say about these guys that make them so crazy, so exaggerated? And what is different about the way that they solve these problems that come in those stories? Um, and how could you describe both of them with the same words? And so we want to analyze how these stories are written the same way and how they get to this big problem the same way. So you are ready after watching this intro video. Yeah, so read that read aloud or watch that read aloud. It's going to really help you. And then read the text. And I highly suggest you break it up in 2 days. You read and watch the read aloud on Monday, and then Tuesday take the Google quiz. If you can't, that's all right. But you're ready to go. If you have any questions, please ask your teacher. Please take advantage of the office hours and have a great Monday.